The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the March 25th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this, during this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it off early, send it to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Now, of course, if you're inside our Tigers Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we're beginning our day with a mixed bag out there. The mix goes like this. The Dow's up 84, S&P 15 or 16 points. NASDAQ's up 101. Russell's down 7, Trandy's down 79, Semi's off 16, NASDAQ Composite up 83, New York Stock Exchange up 45, gold's up $14, silver's up 78 cents, light sweet crude is off 6 pennies out there. If we're looking for any kind of topping or bottoming signals out there, you got Franco Nevada. I went ahead and confirmed the TD9 count top yesterday. It completes that pattern today. Needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, even though it's going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count topping pattern today. It needs a close below 155.54. That's its daily oscillator and change line to get any downside traction out there. So keep an eye on Franco Nevada. The other signal that we have out there, we touched on it briefly in the market update, was copper. Copper confirmed a TD9 count top yesterday. It's completing that pattern today. What we're watching for is right now prices trading above the top of its bearish structure daily profile out there. The question is, will it hold that level at day's end? It'll hold that level if price remains above 5.18. It's hard to read it. It's even here, 5.1845. That's the number to be looking at. Now, what happens if price closes above that? It could be signaling to an eye that what price is getting ready to do is just simply negate that TD9 count pattern for the daily time frame, tell you about a strong upward momentum move. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, that would be underway. The weekly time frame chart is trading above a swing point from back in May 2024. And the volume on that, that can't be right. We'll go there. So that's not correct volume. But we are trading above that swing point, so that's actually triggering potentially a fairly large A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out there. But watch the daily time frame. Again, whatever today's high is, if price closes above that, let's say tomorrow, then you know you've got that strong upward momentum move for Dr. Copper out there. I don't see any other real signals out there, so let's go check on just simply the general markets out here. Now, when I say general markets, I did mention that there are A to B equals CD patterns all over the place. Here are the cash indices, in fact. If we take a look at the cash indices, you'll see the Dow Jones Industrial out there is in bar number 7 today. So that says that you could be getting near a short-term top that could form between tomorrow and the next 2 days after that. We can see that on these A to B equals CD patterns, price along the left side of that C to D leg. That tells us that odds favor that what's underway here is more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Now, if I take a look at the NDX 100, you can see that price has already attained that 1-to-1 level out there. So that just says that the only caution sign would be if a bearish reversal candle were to confirm, then we would have a Gartley sell pattern out there. And not sure exactly what that would mean. We'd have to really take a look at what the other indices are doing as well. But that's not the pattern that we have in place. Russell 2000 confirming an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Yesterday's stocks do not have an A to B equals CD. Well, I take that. No, they do not. The semis do not. They would need to close above. Maybe it did that yesterday. See the high 47.0938. Yesterday's close 46.94. So the stocks. So the market's not going to really take off unless the semis also start kicking in here. Now the transports have a nice bottom signal. A TD9 count, and yesterday confirming a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Pulling back today, that pullback could pull all the way back to support, which would be the oscillator and change line at 14,655. NASDAQ Composite, you can see that A to B equals CD. New York Stock Exchange, which held that January 13th low, pretty impressive, TD9 count bottom, and that suggests that its A to B equals CD pattern is going to take us all the way back to its all-time highs out there. Now that's going on with regard to the cash indices. If we take a look at the equity future contracts, same setup, A to B equals CD patterns that have been confirmed to the upside. Price traded along the left side of that C to D leg tells us we are likely to do more than a one-to-one move to the upside. The NQ, just like the NDX 100, has already attained its one-to-one level, so you're watching for a bearish reversal candle there. We're day number 3 to the upside in the ES, the NQ, and the Dow Equity Future contract. That would suggest to me that come tomorrow that a 4-bar move is typically what you would get, that after tomorrow maybe we start to see maybe a 1 or 2 day retracement out there. The Dow Equity Future contract, I think, as I mentioned, is in bar number 7 today. No topping patterns or anything like that as we speak. Where are the real problems out here? So the real potential problem is coming from the 5-hour time frame charts, and they're in unison basically. You'll see that when I put these charts up on our screen. When I say they're in unison, what the ES, the NQ, and the Dow, they're in unison from a timing standpoint that each are going to complete by 2 p.m. today a TD9 count top. In the case of the Russell, it will confirm a TD9 count top at 2 p.m., but price has to close above. Let me give you the number out here. Price must close above 21.90. We're trading below that right now. If price does not close above that at day's end, then the pattern just simply goes away out there. So, but at least 3 of the 4 are in unison right now. In the Russell 2000, we have to really give it till 2 p.m. to see if it actually forms that TD9 count. Now, what does that say? What that says, 2 things out there. We're watching the 5-hour time frame chart because come 2 p.m., whatever the high has been for the day out there, if price closes above that as we come into the close out there, well, then it tells you about that this pattern failed, strong upward momentum move out there. Otherwise, what we would expect is a pullback to support. In this case here, I would be looking for the ES to pull back towards the 57.87 area, the NQ 22.90, and the Dow around the 42.723 level out there. So if price is going to pull back there, are there any other signals to prepare us for that kind of a retracement? That's a great question. Not that I asked it, but let's go take a look at what that would be. And what that would be momentarily would be this set of charts out there. Now, the New York Stock Exchange Advanced Decline Oscillator, that's in the left-hand panel, that's in a bullish setup mode right now. What I mean by that is it is trading above its zero threshold level. How do you calculate whether it's trading on that zero threshold level? You're looking at the difference between the 39 and 19 period exponential moving average of the actual advanced decline line. But what I was going to say is the reason why we're likely to get that short-term top, perhaps. Bar number 8 today inside the spot VIX index as it wants to go target that breakout level of 1512 out there. So likely we get maybe one more day of rally and then maybe a 1 or 2 day pullback out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Sorry about yesterday's show. I know that it wasn't being broadcast because of the internet issues, on YouTube or what have you. We did have it. We were able to at least do it inside the den, so that worked out pretty nicely. And sorry that I missed doing my segment with Jacob yesterday at 3:15. One of my oldest best friends. We've known each other for 64 plus years now. Came into town last night, he and his wife. So we're having a good old time, and which is a beautiful thing. So got the first request out here coming in from GTE, and that's a take look at the Hang Seng. We had mentioned that the Hang Seng had formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, and it's very likely going to pull back to test support of its weekly time frame, which is the oscillator and change line. Now that's at 22,954. Now what you want to watch here, GTE, is the close on Friday. Bar number 8 has formed out there, and there's a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal, but no bearish reversal candle just yet. With regard to the TD9 counts, price must close above 22,941.32 on Friday. If it does that, then you're going to have a confirmed TD9 count top. And if you do see price close below the grain oscillator and change line for the weekly time frame, 22,954 right now, you will have lost this momentum. Most certainly, that would suggest even a further pullback or retracement. So we take things one step at a time. On the daily time frame, you can see we had 2 bars to the downside, 1 bar to the upside. Today we're back, or we closed back to the downside. I would say we likely get another bar to the downside tonight. When this trades in the early morning to the downside. So that's what's going on with the Hang Seng out there. You also had another request, GT. That was take a look at ticker symbol ASHR. Let's get that up on our screen. That's not it. Let's get to the right spot there, Steve-O. We take a look at ASHR, and so this must be I think you like the China stocks. This must be a China stock. What I see here on the daily time frame is a bunch of currency, a bunch of gaps. So that's telling us about currency conversion that's going on there. Makes it really hard to read or get a good signal. So on the daily time frame, I'm kind of chucking it off to the side out there, and we'll take a look at what's going on in the weekly time frame. And on the weekly time frame, you've got a consolidation with inside its very large profile out there. Runs its support at 25.10, resistance up at 34.39. Now it has been up to 34.39 for quite some time out there. Price is trading below its oscillator and change line. That's at 27.15 on a weekly time frame. So not until price gets above that will you start to see some type of rally towards 29.08. You could actually see price pull back to the 25.10 level out there. On that monthly time frame, price has found support at its at the top of its profile, 26.51. So that remains bullish out there on the monthly time frame. The daily, like what I see out here, I see kind of a rising price channel. You know, if we were to draw in a line out there, it would look, I won't put the full tool, but, look something like that, and you can take this, put this over to the side, something along those lines out there. But really hard to get any kind of a good feel. What you really have to do is take a look at ASHR on whatever exchange it really trades at. Over in China to get some, assuming that's a China stock, but it's not some other international stock, you really should get access to that to get a good read on ASHR. So GT, best that I could do for you. Hope that helped you out. Duncan wants to start off, take a look at Mobileye, I believe it is. MBLY is the ticker symbol. We've got this trading out right now at 1652, gapped up this morning. It's got a nice TD9 count bottom, and doesn't look like it's really an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. That retracement, in other words, the move back here on March the 21st, looks like that's probably more than a 0.786 retracement. Nonetheless, what price did this morning here, Dunk, is it found resistance at the top of that daily profile, 1711. Is that bad? No, I wouldn't say it's bad. You got a daily bottom pattern. You got price consolidated with inside its profile. It's also consolidated inside its profile on the weekly time frame. And that's between the range of 1432 to 1915. Now you have a nice hammer candle that formed. It looks like that also may have formed a Gartley buy pattern. Let's just check this out here. Let's do the quick measurements. Let's put in the line from there to there. And now let's move that over to where the high came in after that low, just to finish off this A to B equals CD pattern. I'm going to try to do it this day. There we go. No, didn't finish that. Didn't finish that. But you do have that hammer candle. Does it mean anything? Well, it means something if price closes below it. That's basically about it right now. Monthly time frame chart, not providing us with a ton of information out there that's worthwhile to look at. So looks good on the daily time frame. Just run into resistance where the sellers are lurking, $17.11. Dunk, you also wanted to take a look at ticker symbol SHEL. I'm going to assume that's Shell. Corp out here, and this is attempting to negate a daily TD9 count top for its daily time frame. In order to do that, it needs to close above both the top of its profile and the high for March the 20th, and that's at 72.05. We're trading at 72.18. So watch that close today. We close above 72.05. It negates that signal, tells about a strong upward momentum move. Where would that take us to? Well, on the monthly time frame, let me open up this chart. I think this is these. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Well, let me pull it back a little bit further. No, it's not. It's not the all-time high. So it is taking on a swing point out here from August of 2024. 75 million shares traded that month. We've got a few days left, and we're already at 90 million shares. Price is trading in. So price is going to do here for Shell, it's going to go target the high from August of 2024. 74.46 out there. Now, if it takes that out, that sets up quite an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out there. But that's on the monthly time frame. So let's take a look at what else is going on. On the weekly time frame, everything here looks bullish. Now on the weekly time frame, you do have an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. You've got a negated TD9 count pattern as well. The B point of its A to B equals CD would have been February 21st. About 12 million shares. 12 million shares is passed with 26 million shares out there. So let's pull and draw in that A to B equals CD pattern, the approximation of that. Let's just simply move that over to the C point. And the one-to-one that gets us up towards 73.47. We are trading on the weekly basis on the strong side. That's the left side of that C to D leg. That suggests that we do more than a one-to-one A to B equals CD pattern. But it's all going to boil down to today's close. And if it's a close above 72.05, that move to the upside is likely to unfold out there. So Dunk, hope that helps. Oh, you had one more out there, which was Broadcom. Ticker symbol AVGO. Let's go take a look at it, see what it is doing out there. Did I have Shell in two places? Don't know, but now I've got AVGO. So we take a look at the daily time frame out here. The daily time frame price right now today, pulling back and testing support. That's its oscillator and change line. It's also just trading with inside its profile. Now, it's a fairly large profile. It's been struggling to get out of the buy zone. The buy zone ranges from 184.38 to 196.08. If we ever close above 196.08 for 2 consecutive sessions, Broadcom gets up to 211.68. But that's not the pattern that we've got right now. The weekly time frame chart, we're trading below profile support, not so good. The monthly is the key, and that is as long as it remains above 186.42, then support will have held out there. If we close below 186.42, then we start heading lower. 184.38 would certainly be the next step to the downside. So I just see sideways action out here for the last 2.5 weeks out there. Nothing to signal whether that's going to change or not out there. So that's what I've got with regard to Broadcom. Let's go to our next question, our next request, which is to take a look at COPX out there. That's for Jambalaya. This is a copper ETF, I believe, out there. And so when we come back to this break, we'll take a look at that. Plus, I'll go ahead and pull up Jamba. I want to take a look at the seasonal charts for ticker symbol COPX. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento for the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are March 14th and 28th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day, Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. I mentioned I had very fortunate to have one of my best friends with me, staying with us. I've known for over 64 years now. Now, we grew up as a group of 5 of us, and we're still all alive, knock on wood. And in that group of 5, we've all known each other for over 60 years, which is really cool. And we get together on the phone, certainly, but we're planning a big get together out there. Anyways, we're taking a look at the seasonal patterns here for Global X Copper Miners ETF. COPX is for Jambalaya inside the Tiger's Den. And Jam, what we can see here is we've got 14 years worth of data, and the best performing month for this is the month of April out there. So we're coming into a good seasonal time for COPX, but let's go see what the charts are communicating to us. And if we take a look at the charts out here, what we'll see on the daily time frame is price right now is up against profile resistance. That's up at 40.53. No. Let me restate that. 43.43. So 43.43. Now we're pushing into a swing point that's also up there. That was a swing point for March 19th. 1.4 million shares. So far today, 2 hours of trading, 836,000. So you got about the same type of volume, about 2.4 million shares or so, if this volume pace were to keep up. Now, if price could take that out, meaning to close above 43.43, you'll trigger a daily A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. On the weekly time frame, there's nothing on the weekly time frame holding this from rallying up towards 46.66. So it's really all about the daily profile resistance, but the monthly is trying to stick its nose in there too, and it's got that oscillator and change line. Now price is trading just above it, but it's really just above it. That's at 43.14. We're at 43.35. So that's the resistance zone. What you really are looking for is for price to close above that in COPX, then you're off to the races. Off those races would get you next to the 46.66 level out there. So hope that provided you with the information that you were looking for. Dan, welcome back from vacation. Hope you had a great trip out there. Great TPC tournament. You have to admit that, but you may have been vacation. You were probably playing golf. But you wanted to take a look at ticker symbol ZI out here. So we take a look at ZI. What do you have? Got a nice daily TD9 count bottom. Went and completed that back on March the 18th. I'm sure you were on top of that. Now, what price has done is it's gotten back inside its profile out there. So that's a beautiful thing. And that says it wants to make its next run, which is the next resistance point at 1166. If it can get above 1166 because of its TD9 count bottom pattern, then price would make its way up to where it broke down from. And that's at 1193. That's the daily time frame. Weekly time frame says I ain't getting to 1166 until I clear 1140. What's at 1140? That's the top of its weekly profile. So that's really the next resistance point. And then the monthly chart wants to get in on some of the action, and that action says I've got resistance up at 1233 out there. So you're dealing with 1140, clear 1140, you're at 1166. Clear 1166, you're at 1193. Clear that, you're at the 1230 level out there, and that is ticker symbol ZI out there, and that's for Dan. Vic wrote in, and just some very nice comments. So bless you as well, Vic. Thanks so much for taking the time to write in. Always nice to get just a little comment out there. In any event, Mohammed wants to take a look at ticker symbol POWL out there. I sure wish I had the actual instrument name I could put on this chart. Know what I don't. This is not familiar to me. Not that it should be or needs to be, and it doesn't. But what we want to know is what the heck is it doing? Well, what Powell's done is it negated a TD9 count top yesterday, Mohammed. That's a beautiful thing. It did that basically in 2 short sessions out there. So strong daily momentum move to the upside. Now the daily chart would like to target its TD9 count breakdown level, and that's at 245. But before it can do that, it's got to clear its weekly oscillator and change line. Now, odds favor that POWL is going to go tackle that level, 217.49. I say odds favor because it's only Tuesday. morning at 11:35. But if on Friday price closes above 193.21, and we're trading above that now, 193.21 happens to be the top of the weekly profile. So you'd love to see a weekly profile change in trend. That would get us up to 217 and change out there. And if you can close above that green oscillator and change line on a weekly time frame, then your move is up to 215. That's the monthly oscillator and change line, and a close above that, that's how you get to 245. So that's the path to 245. Daily looks beautiful. Weekly looks beautiful. Monthly, not too shabby out there. So POWL, very likely to head higher out there. Powell Industries. All right, well, what do they do? Is that your own Powell Industries out there? Thanks, Steve-O. For letting me know who it is. Let's go take a look at Mohammed. Also want to take a look at ticker symbol NET out there. What's that one, Dunk? If we take a look at NET, let's go see what it is doing. Hopefully I've got this up on our screen. We do. And we've got NET trading out at 127.35. Boy, it's trying to really take out its daily profile resistance level. And it will do that or accomplish that task with a close above 127.96. Now, you've got a beautiful Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern. If pricing closed above the top of that profile, that would be a signal that what it wants to do is make its way up to 144.90. 141.90. 141.90 is the TD9 count breakdown level. But before it can get there, it's got to deal with the top of its weekly profile, and it's likely to do that. The reason why I say it's likely to do that is because it's trading inside a bullish structured profile, and any close above 121.07 increases the odds of move to 135.14. So the first things first, so you got to close above that daily profile resistance level. If you don't, then it's just kind of a consolidation with inside that zone. So watch 127.96 out there. You got to close above that, and this wants to continue to move higher. And net is, where did you put it in there? Cloudflare Inc. out there. Thank you very much. Time to buy net. If you're looking for a buy, wait to first see what happens with regard to today's action. If today's action, because we were up for 4 consecutive days in a row, maybe what you're going to get is this would be day number 5. Maybe what you're going to get is a 2-day pullback with price getting back towards the 122.64 level. So if you're looking for a buy, now I'm not looking at a 30-minute chart. You should look at an intraday chart too. But just as a gauge for where you'd look at on the daily, the first thing is, does it clear that profile resistance? If it doesn't, increase the odds of a retracement back to a support level. And the buy zone is between 117.36 and 120.90 out there. So hope that helps you out, Mohammed, as well as Duncan inside the Tiger's Den. S&P inside the Tiger's Den is in on the action. Wants to take a look at Palantir. Palantir is going to form bar number 8 of a TD9 count top to date for its daily time frame. So what that tells us is that we could get a short-term top that takes place between today and Thursday out there. Now, what that short-term top should do, S&P, is pull back to its oscillator and change line, currently printed at 89.76, but the top of the daily profile is really just below that at 88.89. Stevie's going to Palantir pulling back. I think we lost. Hello. Anybody hear me out there? A lot of things buzzing in my ear. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at Palantir. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of choppy sound as we apparently might have had some type of internet issue. But I think we should be back to good right now. We're taking a look at Palantir. And as I was mentioning, as you can see on the chart, it's going to form bar number 8 of a TD9 count pattern that suggests that we could get a short-term top between today and the next 2 days out there, with price pulling back, very likely to test profile support at 88.89. And it looks now if you look at the weekly chart, you can see price running into its oscillator and change line at 97.72. So giving us a pretty decent feel that the TD9 count pattern for the daily time frame is going to form, and price is going to pull back and test support, and then maybe it rallies from there. On a weekly basis, you've got a Rhodes momentum indicator top with price finding support in his buy zone. That was between $69.60 and $82. And the monthly time frame chart does have a sell the D point top, but price remains above profile in its green oscillator and change line. And that bear shooting star, typically they either work or they don't. In this case here, I'm going to go with it's not really working. It hasn't really pushed price to the downside out there. So a short-term top likely forming inside of Palantir between today and the next 2. You also, S&P, want to look at ticker symbol HIMS. If we take a look at HIMS, HIMS is consolidating with inside its profile. It formed a TD9 count bottom pattern. It did that bar number 8 on March the 13th. Now it's trading with inside a bullish structured profile. It closed above the center of that profile yesterday. You'd like to see a second consecutive close above 36.78. If you do, and we're 36.66 right now, then what that would do is that would give us a signal of a move up towards 42.25 or 42.19, both the top of its profile as well as its TD9 count breakdown level. There is a resistance area at 40.28 on the weekly chart. The weekly chart shows a Rhodes momentum indicator top price getting back to profile support, which price closed below for 1 week and then closed back above it last week. So that was a false breakdown message. Now what price should do is rally towards 40.27 out there. And on a monthly time frame, when I take a look at HIMS, it does have a sell the D point top, but the signal is neutral. The reason the signal is neutral is because price is above its oscillator and change line, as well as profile resistance area out there. Jambalaya wants to take a look at Vail, V-A-L-E, wants to go skiing out to Vail. That would be V-A-I-L. So I don't know if that's Vail or Valley or what have you, but what it is doing is trading above both daily and daily oscillator and chain line, as well as daily profile resistance levels. So that's a beautiful thing. The weekly time frame chart doesn't have any kind of a topping pattern. Price remains above profile resistance. That's bullish signal. It is the monthly time frame chart. Let's go ahead and populate this. That's giving you the thorn in the you-know-where, and that you-know-where is at about $10.21. So the whole key to Basil is going to be 10.21. It's the monthly chart. It's that oscillator and change line. Price has been below that oscillator and change line, taking us back to January of 2024 out there. So if you can get above that, then the weekly says 11.32. The daily, I'm not even going to go mess around with that at this stage here, because we know what the real issue is. It is that monthly oscillator on change line. So that's the level to be watching there, Jamba. I hope that helps you out. White Shark wants to take a look at ticker symbol SYM. Seems like I should know what that is. And what it is, it's trading at 23.29. So it rallied yesterday, right up into its sell zone. Today, the same thing. And the sell zone is between the level of 23.49 and 24.49 out there. Do I have a bottom pattern? The answer is yesterday confirmed a Rhodes or a buy the D point bottom out there with that gap to the upside. That was the bullish reversal candle out there. But on a weekly, again, on a daily basis, it's trading into that sell zone. And when it's trading into a sell zone on a daily time frame, while at the same time on the weekly, running right up in that oscillator and change line. So what SIM is doing right now, White Shark, it's dealing with resistance. If it can clear that resistance, then you're, and by clearing resistance, what I mean would be a close above 23.49. Then you're off to the races. Those races would take you to 25.62. That would be the bottom of the weekly profile. If you get back inside the weekly profile, then you'd be looking at 28.20 out there. We're not really talking too much to the downside just yet, because right now you got price that's trying to take on those resistance areas out there. Monthly chart doesn't really do us a whole lot of good. Other than to share with you that it did form a buy the D point bottom back at profile support in September of 2024 out there. So I hope that helped you out with regard to SIM. GTE, we've been through a lot of requests out there. That's great. And we're going through the last one. And we got all kinds of time left. Let's take a look at Walmart for GTE. If we take a look at the daily time frame, TD9 count bottom. That TD9 count bottom formed a couple of weeks ago. That was on the day of March 13th. That's the area to be watching. What prices struggle to do is it's trading with inside a bullish structured profile. It struggled to get 2 consecutive days above the center of that profile. And now price is pulling back, and it's likely going to test support. It's also going to test the swing point. So the swing point with the TD9 count bottom is March the 13th. The volume there, the high is at 85.45. We're trading at 85.48. We've already been down to 85.38. So we've already tested that swing point. We're moving into that swing point. The swing point has volume of 31 million shares. Would you get to it, Steve-O? 31 million shares. What have we done in 2 hours of trading? 10 million shares. It's a 30 million share day to the downside. So watch 85.12. That's the bottom of its profile. It's a bullish structured profile, as we mentioned earlier. If price closes below that, then you're going to go test that TD9 count bottom pattern. That TD9 count bottom would be down at the level of 83.87. You take that out, you're likely getting back to 79.76. What's at 79.76, Steve-O? That happens to be the weekly TD9 count breakout level. The weekly chart formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top. We've been below its bullish structured profile for 3 consecutive weeks. The monthly chart is trading below its green oscillator and change line. Where does it close at the end of the month? If it is below 86.11 or 41, let me see. 86.41, close below that at month end. Well, first depends what happens with that daily TD9 count pattern. So it could just be some sideways consolidation level out there. But you close below that TD9 count bottom pattern, and 79.76 is definitely in the cards out there. So that's what we see when we take a look at Walmart. Duncan Steve writes in, wants to take a look at Procter & Gamble. PG is the ticker symbol. So let's pull those charts up on our screen out here. Take a quick swig of water out there. And just wait for this chart to populate. So Procter & Gamble is negating a TD9 count bottom pattern that happened 2 days ago. Boy, that tells you about a strong downward momentum move out there. But what that also says is we got to find support. And so support It's 159.74. That is the bottom of the weekly profile. Let's take another peek here at this daily time frame. So, on the daily time frame, Procter & Gamble had a B point of an A to B equals CD pattern that formed on March 14th. Volume there, 6.7 million shares. It was passed yesterday with 6.1 million shares. Today, so today you are doing about a 7 million share day out there. So the A to B equals CD pattern in Procter & Gamble that is setting up here for the daily time frame. There's your A to B portion. Let's actually do a copy and paste on this one. Stevie just likes to change it up. I don't want you to get too bored watching the show. So there's your A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. That gets us down towards the 158-ish type level. How about that? And on a weekly basis says price is going to go target 159.74. That's the call on Procter & Gamble. 159.74 is on deck. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. So one thing we most certainly did not do was save the best for last. If we take a look at ticker symbol TNGX, there is not a single person that is happy at this party out there. It's at the all-time low out there, $1.65 right now. And it's at all-time lows, and I don't see any kind of a bottom. It's headed lower out there. Daily time frame right now is trading below profile support at $1.69. This stock chart just looks horrible. The weekly chart, your below profile support, your bar number 7 out there. It negated a TD9 count bottom pattern that never really did much either. No idea where the TNGX is going to bottom out there, but it is a pity party, and pity for all those shareholders out there. But there's not a single shareholder that's in a profitable position inside of TNGX. It looks like it's going to stay that way for a little while longer. So to close out the show, what do we want to look at? Well, let's come back here. The charts that are really the most worth paying attention to, I believe, are the 5-hour time frame charts. And that is because they have TD9 count tops. They being the ES, the NQ, and the Dow Equity Future Contract. They complete their TD9 count tops at 2 p.m. And that suggests that price will pull back to support levels. Now, in the case of the ES Mini, it is back inside its profile. That means below 57.37 out there. And if it remains below that, I'd say a pull back to the 57.85, 57.98 area. That would be a likely outcome. In the NQ, around the 22.90 area, maybe even 21.70. Dow Equity Future Contract 42.723. And what the Russell 2000 has to do, it needs to rally between now and 2 p.m. It must close above, in order to form a TD9 count top, it must close above 21.90. Doesn't look like it's going to do that right now. Hey, folks, have a terrific Tuesday. Thanks for joining me. I'll look forward to being with you tomorrow again on Wonderful Wednesday. Take care. Be safe out there.